Hello everyone, this is Crota giving the situation report on patch 143 and my thoughts on him. If you guys have been keeping track, Blizzard has already announced what the new patch will look like, and there are changes, some subtle changes that should really change how gameplay works. Now, mules will no longer be able to have accelerated harvesting at gold mineral patches. Gold mineral patches normally return 7 per trip as opposed to 5, and because of that, mules also returned back with much more resources as well. Now, in order to balance out gold mineral patches and keep them alive in the tournament scene, Blizzard decided to make it so that mules do not harvest faster at gold. So Terran players are not going to be able to try to go straight for gold mineral patches and then utilize all their mules there in order to get a strong economic boost. Now, one of the more drastic changes, or not drastic, but one of the more overarching changes that you'll see is that now snipe change has been changed from 45 damage to 25 plus 25 against psionic. That means that Ghost will still be very effective against infestors, and they will still be very effective against other casters, and essentially just caster units they are going to be very effective against. But they're not going to be the true all end all against, say, Broodlords and Ultralists. That was something that I do not believe Blizzard had intended, that Snipe would be able to be spammed so quickly and so effectively to stop all Zerg tier 3. So therefore you do have that snipe additional damage, where the snipe damage has been reduced. It has been buffed up against psionic, but I don't think I don't think that I don't think anyone is really going to think that this is a buff. This is definitely a nerf, as it is going to open up a lot of other different Zerg strategies. Now, one of the major changes that I am really happy to see is something that Blizzard was testing with Heart of the Swarm. They were going to give the Phoenix an additional range upgrade at the Fleet Beacon. The Phoenixes would be able to go from a range of 4, but I believe to a range of 6, allowing them to be able to move and attack much more effectively against Mutalisks. Right now, because the Phoenixes have a range of 4 and Mutalisks have a range of 3, you almost had to be absolutely perfect with your Phoenix micro in order to constantly deal damage, and it was very difficult for, say, Protoss to really handle a Zerg once they got into that 24 Mutalisk count, as a Psystorm would often miss their targets, and the Mutalisk could easily fly past and just snipe down the High Templar as well, since the High Templar was such a glass cannon as well. Now, there were also some changes to the APM, where APM changes. This is more of a superficial thing, or more of a stat-based, where you can now see actions per minute versus the effective actions per minute in the calculation totals. That will be interesting to see how actions per minute really do work out, and what's going to be going on from there. Now, with the Season 5 ladder lock already completed, that means that Season 6 will be coming up right around the corner. Now, in one of the things that they were trying to do is they were trying to introduce many more tournament-style maps to the ladder map pool, and with that, they are going to be removing an oldie but a goodie in the Xel'Naga Caverns, and also removing Arid Plateau, as Arid Plateau never really became the tournament map that I think Blizzard was looking for it to be. They will be replaced with Cloud Kingdom and also Core Hall Compound. Taking a look at the Cloud Kingdom here, you're going to see that there are 2 spawning locations, one on the top right, one on the bottom left over here. Now, my only concerns are on 2v2 maps like this, where your internal base is so large, there is the possibility of pylons warping in here on the low ground, or perhaps over here, to be able to warp up units. So as players, as a Zerg player, you need to keep overlords here and here as well. And there's also a natural expansion here and over here that doesn't have a ramp, but there is a somewhat closed off enclosure here. So I believe a lot more Hellion harassments. Zerg players should be able to easily take up a second, but not as easily take a third. But I do believe that this map is going to be much more Zerg friendly than, say, Xel'Naga Caverns. Now, moving down into the Core Hall Compound. The Core Hall Compound is also one of those maps with a very large base here with a lot of ledges that can also be very prone to harassment. Now, the main walking distance paths are right across through the center into the other opponent's base, but there's also this kind of 3 o'clock base and 9 o'clock base where you can easily start or build harassing units into your opponent's base here. For anyone who is in platinum and lower, definitely be on the lookout in these locations. Proxy stargates, proxy starports could spell just very, very strong harassment here, as soon as you have a void ray inside your base with low ground pylons to warp in, it does become an uphill battle. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you guys think of Season 6 ladder map pools, the additions, the additions and the removals. Also, let me know what you guys think of patch 143. I do think that it's moving steps closer to being a little bit more balanced. And I am really looking forward to Heart of the Swarm when everything does get changed up a little bit more, as new units will be added and everyone will be experimenting with new strategies as the game will be reinvented. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.